Hello and welcome to a new video. I thought I'd actually take you for a day out at Cassiobury Farm, which is right near me. Cassiobury Farm and Fishery actually only has a few open days every year, and it has changed a lot since I last visited. Well, I don't think I need to tell you what this animal is, do I? The squirrel monkeys were really cute and they kept coming up to the cage and staring out at all the visitors. The pygmy goats were happily munching away on their food without a care in the world. But wait, I bet you'll go, "Aww."
I was just there, wasn't I? You just want to let everybody know you're there.
Because you had your back turned, you were ignoring it.
Was I ignoring you? You can't.
You got an itch? Have you got an itch? Have you? Have you got an itch? Hey. Beautiful donkey, aren't you? Hello, sweetie. Although this miniature horse looks a little bit sad and lonely. Aww. This reindeer's antlers look really amazing. You can see how velvety they are. However, they look different from the other reindeer ones. And this llama clearly to the left has an itch on its foot. These burrowing owls were really sweet, however I couldn't get very good footage at the beginning. And this poor ostrich just kept running along the fence line, going up and down, and at times it would peek its head over that wooden fence. Oh, these lovebirds were cute, flying in and out of their nests and flying on and off the branches. And these meerkats were terrified of the children that were running around next to me. These mongoose didn't know what to do with themselves too, so they all huddled up in a group. Now, about a month ago I got an email from Cassiobury Farm saying their new baby zebra had been born, and this was the first look that I got of it today. Unfortunately, I can't find that email now, but it did say the name of the baby zebra. However, later on you will see a much longer video when the mum zebra brings out the baby. And now we have arrived in the Australian section. It brought back so many memories of my trip to Australia in 2009. However, there are no koalas here, although I would like to see the koalas at Longleat. Now at the beginning of going to the zoo, I could hear kookaburras. I thought, that's odd, I can hear kookaburras. And of course, there are kookaburras here. Alas, they decided not to make the kookaburra sound whilst I was recording them. However, when I went back round for a second time later on in the afternoon, I finally got it on record. Of course, the Australian section wouldn't be complete without the kangaroos jumping around. Hello. I was expecting you to come see me. That strip you saw them jumping around in leads to a bigger area just down here. Hello. I haven't got anything for you though, sorry. You can also see its mate in the background, so it's not on its own. I was very surprised to see they had dingoes here, but it was a nice pleasant surprise, especially the one that was sitting on the bonnet of the van. I was actually horrified by the amount of children that didn't know what a dingo was but kept calling them a dog. Now there are actually two bitterongs here, however the fencing doesn't show them properly, but I did get better shots of them later. Now this couple of cranes are actually sitting on a nest, so they had actually barricaded the area further away. Unfortunately, I didn't get very good video of the tamarins here, but they were very cute. Now I left these photos all in one group because in the next clip you will see they're all in the same cage together. And there's this cool lion statue in the area too. Then it was off to the stalls area where I went and met up with my friend Maggie, who has a stall called Beautiful. I've actually known Maggie for many years. In fact, in lockdown she made many of my face masks. It was only as I was getting more and more around the farm that I realised that I could get much better shots of all the animals inside the cages if I put my phone flat to the fence. Then once I had the phone flat against the fence, I zoomed into the object I was trying to focus on, and that was how I got rid of the chain link fencing. Then I headed back to the kookaburras to see if I could actually get a video of them making their laughing noise. And before long, both the kookaburras decided to join each other on the same branch, like woohoo! I love how the kookaburra on the right just sat there posing for me, like, yes, I'm posing for you. But then finally, after much waiting, I was actually photographing these birds with my main camera, so I didn't get a full clip. After finally hearing the kookaburras laughing, I decided to go and get myself a nice refreshing cup of decaf coffee as I watched people going past on the pedlos and the ducks around my feet looking for any food they can scavenge.
That's what I'm just asking.
Those two did this, I do the same. Maybe they needed a trick.
Most of the kids in this picnic area had actually decided to leave due to these ducks actually trying to eat the food out of their hands. But eventually some people came along with some actual duck food and sat there and fed them. And as the ducks were calming and I was sipping on my cup of coffee, it was time for me to decide what to do next. Do I just come home or do I go round the farm one last time? I decided on the latter. But it was nice to sit down for a little while in the sunshine. My first stop was to the macaws, and this red macaw decided to show off by going upside down. I told you I have no idea, but for some reason animals always seem to like to pose for me when I have my camera with me. The red macaw decided to be just normal because it was attracting a lot of attention from people. But I'm so blessed to have been able to encounter that sweet moment. I don't know! He's showing off for me by the looks of it.
Oh, there we go.
That's better. This blue macaw was in the same enclosure as that red one. However, it was also trying to get to the neighbouring macaws too. Then I had another wander around the farm and had a look at the llamas. And then I headed back to the meerkats, who were now sunbathing as the sun was out. They really were showing off with their sunbathing skills. They were being oh so cute and funny. Just carry on watching them, they were so funny. Two of them are just sunbathing, the other one's having a wash, and then eventually they all end up sunbathing. And then it's on to seeing the zebras again, and it was so nice to see the mum had brought the baby zebra out. Although the baby zebra was a little bit skittish of all the visitors. But the mum zebra did use her hoof gently a couple of times to get her to calm down. You've never seen a baby zebra yawn until now. Oh, I think that little baby zebra needs to go for a little nap. Oh, bless it. And then I made one last walk through the Australian section. And would you believe it? The kangaroos were even sunbathing out in the sunshine. And even the dingo was still fast asleep. I headed back and saw the bitterongs, and actually they were awake this time. However, this one was actually trying to get out of its enclosure. And here is a fun fact for you. If you ever go to a farm or a zoo, you will always know if there are bitterongs, because apparently they smell like popcorn. And well, yes, actually there was the smell of popcorn in the air. Actually overheard one of the visitors telling their relative about the popcorn smell and bitterongs. See, I told you there were 2 bitterongs. Why hello, and who are you? I also saw the civet. Look at those bright eyes. They look like teddy bear eyes, don't they? And then before I left, I went over to see the flamingos. And I think this duck has an identity crisis. What do you guys think? And further along were the wolves. Now I was so shocked to see a wolf right at the very front of the cage. However, there was a keeper there to guard people and tell them not to get too close or put their fingers in the cage. Then I headed off for the Jurassic Park walk. This woodland area was actually quite muddy, and I gave up after seeing a couple of them because it was just too muddy underfoot. I walked past the wolves one last time. I think these wolves were looking at the dogs on the other side of this fence. And then it was time to call it a day and head back home. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! And if you liked this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.